Yo, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to Fun Speculation here on YouTube. Mav here, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, Kaitlin, who's been a
Hey
big part of our
guys,
channel. What's up, babe?
not much.
Yeah.
Just played around with my makeup for no reason. Felt good. I did like my little lip stuff. I did an eye mask. I did a face mask, and like it just felt really good
Just
to
some
pamper
pamper
myself
time.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching the Cowboys when you were doing all that. So
Yeah.
we both got a win there because Cowboys won. I'm happy, right? No, the
Wait,
defense,
what was
it was it was 22-10.
I was like, what was my win?
Well,
And I
your
was
win
like,
that you got
oh.
the pamper time, right?
Yeah, for
So
some
good.
reason I was like thinking you meant like we both got a win there. Like, uh, I got to pamper myself, and now you win because I look halfway decent.
Oh, I guess you could have taken it that way. I didn't mean it like that. I did. I
That's
didn't
what I
mean it like
thought
that.
you meant at first.
Yeah, that I can see that. I can see that's how you took
Yeah,
that. Yeah, that's my bad. No, I didn't mean it like that.
it's
So
okay.
we got a $5 super chat from John TJ. What's up, John TJ? Says hi, Mav and Kaitlin. Hey, John, how's it going, dude?
Hey, TJ, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out to the other people in the community that are here hanging out right now. We got Omatoni, Steel Rain, Her Talk Vin, what's up, deccaddo. Uh then we got Tony Grasso here hanging out right now as well as John TJ. So this is here's the thing. We got like a week off here with school for my daughter, which is like a mini vacation for us almost because it that just is going to feel like a nice little break. And
For sure, for sure.
so in this time, because we've been like running a rat race for a long time, I feel like. And especially the
Yeah,
last few months. But
I just feel like life still doesn't feel normal.
yeah, since COVID and stuff still.
Yeah,
Yeah, it still things have not gotten 100% back to normal for us for sure. You know.
it's like I'm
Um
wondering if it ever will.
I think there's just a new normal. You know what I
A
mean?
new normal.
Yeah, that we'll get more accustomed to, right? But I mean, even Walmart's not open 24 hours. So yeah, it's not
I
normal
know.
yet.
I feel like life will be normal again when Walmart is open 24/7.
Yeah. And places stop closing at weird hours, like before they're supposed to close and stuff like that. People stop running out of food and all this shit going on. It's
You say
crazy.
Pizza Hut?
Well, no, that did happen at Pizza Hut though.
No,
Remember?
that's the fucking thing. Like, how many times were we like, okay, let's get some fucking Pizza Hut, let's just, let's go for it. We know
Yeah, and then we get
uh,
fucked.
there's like a 80% chance it's gonna taste like shit, but we're like, yeah, let's get. And the best pizza there is their pan pizza, like the thick crust. And
Yeah.
like every fucking time we tried to order it, they're out of it.
Hmm.
I'm like, how the fuck are they out of it?
Yeah, that's weird. Um, also the other time they just like said, "Oh, we've been closed," but like we ordered
Yeah,
it
I'm
and
like,
like
nah.
they weren't supposed to be closed yet. Like it was crazy. But yeah, I appreciate everybody being here. What's up, RSJ? What's up, General Spartan 27? Is it General Spartan 27 said it Bears lost to the Vikings 29-22, but mainly because one of the receivers forgot to get out of bounds. Ooh, that's the worst, and got stripped. Now to move to the Commanders on Thursday night. Well, good luck to the Bears. I'm still feeling good. The Cowboys won. But yeah, the
I'm
point of
gonna
this
say hi
stream
for a minute.
was that, babe.
I haven't shown my face on camera in so long.
Oh, hey, pretty.
I just like, I don't know. I've been very reclusive and not wanting to like show myself.
Yeah, people like seeing you for sure. So part of the point of this stream was just because this time, I guess, like I was looking at everything. We've been so busy and caught up in doing content and stuff for so long, and podcasts and playing video games and hanging out with people in the community and our friends and all this stuff. I kind of wanted to uh
That's
take
what
it.
Tony said.
Yeah, I see that. It does feel like the Mavin Fancy show right now. It's actually, I kind of want to take a step back and kind of pull ourselves back and look back at like the past. It's been over 2 years, right? Since we started fun speculation in the channel,
Yeah.
and went into it blind, had no idea what to do, watched YouTube videos and how to do stuff. Like I didn't know anything. And so it's been like, I guess I was looking a second ago. I think her talk said it feels like it's been over 2 years. Yeah, it has been over 2 years since we started the channel and started the podcast. It's been about 2 years and 3 months, I think. Started it. I'm gonna look back. I can look back now, and it's been an interesting journey. But the part of this is also going to be, I want to pay respects to a lot of people in the community and other podcasts, all these things out there. Because when we started this, like we didn't know anybody whatsoever. Like I wanted to make a gaming podcast because I was a fan of podcasts from like IGN shows and Easy Allies and some of the big like journalism type podcasts out there. And I didn't know this whole YouTube thing even existed, right? Really, for me, YouTube was just a place to put the podcast, right? And not really think of it like how it's become. So it's been crazy.
I wasn't even on Twitter when you started.
No, you weren't. You started Twitter to help me just try and push out the podcast because you're just trying to help me support the dream of doing like a gaming podcast.
To, it was a good place for me to see everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, and be able to support you.
Yeah, which you have done, because a lot of people don't know is you make most of everything for the channel, like backgrounds, thumbnails, overlays, graphics. I mean, I make videos, but anything other than the videos is pretty much you. And even some of the videos, like the animations and stuff, you've been doing. So I've actually been lucky to not have to pay somebody for this stuff, because I know there's a lot of creators that do have to pay for that stuff. So that's kind of helped a little bit, for sure. So I was gonna take a look back and see so I joined YouTube, and I started this YouTube account on July 14th of 2020. So that's been 2 years and about 3 months. And that's about the same time as created the Twitter account. And wow, we've learned a lot, I think. One thing is we learned how amazing the community is, gaming community, because I've been gaming my whole life. I always had a lot to say to you, and you're like, I don't care about what you're talking about, right?
Well, it's not just that. It's not like I just don't understand a lot of it.
Right. But you've always given me your ear, right? And sat there and shook your head, and you still do that on the show. Shout out to John TJ, $10 super chat. Again, says, I'm happy and grateful to meet you guys. You're great people. You're a great person too, John TJ. Appreciate you. 100%.
Thank you, TJ. Really appreciate that.
Tony says inspired him to start YouTube over a year ago. Just haven't started yet. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. It means a lot. It kind of reflect back on like gratefulness. It kind of is what this is about, right? Because I didn't know what to expect or how to do anything. So first off, I got to give a shout out to all of the YouTubers out there that make content about how-tos with stuff, right? All the YouTubers out there that make these like videos about like how to get the best sound out of a Blue Yeti, or how to set up OBS, right? Studio for a podcast, or like little stuff like that. I had no idea how to do anything. I'm not people in our friend group, right? The people that we talk to the most know I am not a tech guy whatsoever, right? So trying to figure out all of this stuff has been a challenge, but it's been awesome to learn. And
the funny thing is like before we knew all these people, I thought of you as like a tech guy.
Yeah, I'm not. Like I like semi, you know what I mean? I understand basics and stuff, but it's like a very slim amount. And I'm a good learner, but I like always go into things blind and a very like apprehensive about trying things. You know what I mean? So it's like once I really start dabbling and stuff, then I can really get into it and start messing with things, right? Like video creation. I started doing a lot of that, and then some random things, but the like it was a learning process, like every step of the way. Even get new equipment. I've been trying to get a new equipment every time we started. Um, but just to show, I want to show everybody like an example of the difference between like what one of our podcasts or one of our shows looks like today, as opposed to like when I first started the channel. I think it's like a crazy
Just show
shocking.
you.
Let me. I'm gonna bring it up real quick. See if I can. I'm gonna bring up our channel on.
Am I like laggy at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. Oh, Chrome tab. Wait, no. What? Okay, Chrome tab. Here we go. I think that's what's one I want to share. Okay, yeah. So I have here our channel, right? So this is the channel, right? And like when I started podcasting, for the most part, I thought of it as an audio thing, right? For me, it was like because that's how I always listen to podcasts, like Podcast Unlocked or Gamertag Radio and Easy Allies and all those things. But I didn't ever really think of like podcasting as YouTube as a primary place for a podcast. It just always seemed like another place to put a podcast, right? DeathLordStrong, nice comments is appreciate how much content you guys push out. It's awesome. Some are just once a day, but you all seem to have something every day. It's awesome. Keep up the great work. Appreciate that. A lot of that comes from the passion we have behind it. Just hang you guys for the most part. Like I'm addicted to the community, I think, more than anything else. But if you look at the channel, right? It's been crazy. It's crazy to see exactly like what a episode of like one of our podcasts looks like today, as opposed to in the past. And we've uploaded, geez, how many videos? Does it say here? I think it says somewhere how many videos we've uploaded.
Click on the uploads thing.
All videos. I don't see it. This is the thing, guys. I don't even know how to fucking browse YouTube. Right? So I can go into YouTube Studio and it might tell me more. Like content. Okay, I'm gonna go back to our live shows and I go back to like no, it'll go back to videos. I'm gonna go back. I'm trying to figure this out how to do this with it because I never really actually look back at this stuff.
Maybe you shouldn't be doing this on stream.
No, I don't mind. It's like,
okay, Tony said 905.
905, so 905 uploads. So some of these I had to delete because just like I'm afraid of getting banned from YouTube for whatever reason. Hey, what's up, Reggie Lee? How's it going? All right, so this is the very first video we uploaded here, right? There's got to be a better way for me to browse this. Remember that? Anybody remember this little guy? Wait, what happened? Okay, hold on. I'm on the wrong thing.
You're a mess.
I am a mess. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna figure this out. Here we go. Share screen, Chrome tab. Here we go. All right. So this is the very first video I ever uploaded. If I can fucking get this right. Here we go. Anybody remember this? This is the first logo.
I remember like we thought that logo was so fucking good.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Fun Speculation YouTube channel.
Holy audio.
This is a new channel.
Yeah.
I've never done this before, so it should be interesting. So please bear with me.
This is extremely cringy for me to even watch this, right?
Everybody starts
please
somewhere.
like and subscribe with the
this is the point.
Like what you see
like
here. I plan to put
it's not bad
on here soon in the future.
Start somewhere, right?
The channel's primarily going to be gaming focused, but I might add some sports, movies, and TV topics in the future. Personally,
so this is just little clips of gameplay and just me talking about gaming topics.
But on my first video here, because we have this huge event coming up on Thursday, the July 23rd Xbox Game Showcase, I kind of wanted to talk about it.
Wow.
I know a lot of
right?
you guys are extremely excited.
I do have some sweaty Apex Legends gameplay in there.
Extremely excited about this event.
But yeah, guys.
Did you put any transitions in that video?
It just cuts from like game to game, I think.
Yeah.
You know, like there's really nothing in there, right? But then if I wanted to show like a first episode of Xbox Ultimate
of yours,
of our podcast, yeah, when I was solo. A lot of people don't realize Xbox Ultimate's 1.0 episode. No, it's not Jasper. I just never really did a 2-year thing, so I was reflecting back on like the last 2 years, over 2 years of meeting people in the community, you included, and lots of awesome things. And I was just kind of like feeling grateful. I want to take a look back. I also want to shout out a lot of people in the community and other podcasts that we watch and other things as well. Let me bring up, I just got to learn how to navigate YouTube. Honestly, I don't watch too much YouTube. I just watch podcasts now. And YouTube Shorts. I am a little addicted to YouTube Shorts. So if I had search Xbox, I know how I can do it. I can look at the playlist. That'll help me.
You like to watch girls on YouTube Shorts?
No, I don't. She'll go through my history on YouTube and like, what do you watch this for? Like, yeah, I wasn't watching that. I don't even know why it's there. Because YouTube Shorts just brings up random stuff and you just keep flipping through it, but it still shows up.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
So she'll give me shit. Okay, so fun tonight. Maybe playing some damn games. Let me see if I can't get this brought up. Man, I suck at this. I should have planned out how to do this better.
Like maybe you shouldn't do this because like I don't know. You don't seem like you know what you're doing.
Well, that's been all a big part of our channel, not knowing what the hell we're doing, right? I appreciate that, John. All right, so let's look at this, right? So this starting soon screen that you see is like pretty much one of the oldest things in our channel. Yeah, still use this now, babe.
We need to update.
I know, I actually still like it.
I feel like I can make something very like almost the same, but just update it.
Yeah, you did make this too, which I still love it. She updated the logo like 3 times, I feel like, as well.
She's passed out.
Is she already? Oh no, that was
we're live.
you talking on the fucking podcast.
Sorry, I didn't know.
What are you talking about?
I thought you were talking right now. Okay, so this is like what one of our episodes of Xbox Ultimate looks like now. That's like with Jasper Dahmer. But if you go back, I want to show what the like first episode looks like, which is absolutely freaking crazy, and embarrassing all at the same time. Here we go. Oh, this is episode 2. Where's episode 1 at?
Oh, you know, Jasper's right. Your Be Right Back screen is OG also.
Oh, you're right. My Be Right Back screen is very OG. You're 100% right. Okay, here's episode 1. It's crazy. Part of the point of this, I want to like, if I want to inspire people to
welcome to the
just
Xbox
try.
Ultimate podcast.
Yes.
My name is Mav, and
Look at that open
this is a new
shirt.
podcast
You like
that's
that?
getting started. We're going to be talking about video games, especially Xbox.
That's the first episode of
And,
Xbox
I
Ultimate
hope you get
Podcast,
something
everybody.
with this. I hope you
Your
guys
walls
come
are
along
so
for the ride.
rare.
I'm just a regular guy.
I had no
I'm not an
lighting.
insider.
I'm just a
don't,
regular
All I
guy.
had was my couple
know
Batman
too much about
things.
the games industry,
Now you're a well-known
but
streamer.
I
No, that's
do
not true.
have a lifelong passion for video games, playing games ever since I was a little
Oh,
kid.
really, Gogol?
I'll tell you more about
That's funny.
my journey with video games and everything.
The room has changed a lot. I have my TV
on other episodes, but
I had just moved my office up here, I think, Xbox, at that point, right, babe?
I've had Xbox ever since the first one, and it's just where I like to play my games. And so this is
y'all. Do you hear that? Okay, I don't know if they can hear.
But I do like to talk about.
I look young there. That's only 2.5 years ago. That I don't know what that says about the last two years and 3 months.
PlayStation 4 Pro.
COVID took a toll on me,
bud.
So when I started this, guys, like I didn't have a webcam. All I owned was a headset and that mic and my PC, right? So if you want to get into content creation, you don't have to have a lot of things. That mic cost about like $80, $100 or something like that, right?
Are you using the Sony camera that we had?
I was using a camcorder. We had a camcorder that we bought a couple years ago. And so to get what I would have to do is I would record it. Like I didn't go live, you know? So I recorded the show, and I sat there and I tried to record the show, and it was like, well, how long is this? Like 38 minutes, right? I was going to do like a 45-minute to an hour show, and I had to restart like 8 times because I would start fumbling my words. And
every time you did it.
And Kate got so pissed because like I'm going to go upstairs and record my episode of Xbox Ultimate, and she's like,
I couldn't contact him or anything because he would be recording.
Yeah, but it would take like 8 hours to do like a 45-minute show. And because I just sucked really bad, and it was so unnatural, and like I kept stopping and redoing and stopping and redoing. And in order to get the audio, I'd have to like clap and then like sync it up after and editing and stuff. And that's how I learned to edit videos, was trying to sync up the video of the podcast to the audio. So it's crazy. We learn a lot. You know, you learn a lot just by doing things, right? And before this, Talos makes a good point, right?
What?
Kate knows this about me. Like I'm like a corny ass clown, right? Like around family and stuff. And
did you say horny?
Sometimes, but I'm pretty like corny. I can be like a clown, right? Around like family and stuff, and I'm always cracking jokes and all these things. But as somebody used to put a camera on me, I would like shut down. You know what I mean? It's like, or somebody put a camera on me, or like I was around people I didn't know or strangers, right? I would shut down, and I didn't like being on camera. For sure, I was always nervous to be on camera. So being in front of a camera is like is a crazy thing. Tony says didn't give a damn about Fun Pop, but still watched every Wednesday. John TJ says Fun Pop was so good. Gogol said he started watching right before you canceled Fun Pop podcast thing. Man, I didn't realize people like.
Love here tonight.
I know, man. I've been talking.
Well, besides Tony.
Besides Tony, I've been talking a lot about Fun Pop lately because I want to find a way to bring it back. But there's a reason. There's a couple reasons why we don't have it anymore, and I'll go into that when we're taking a look back at everything. But yeah, it's crazy that we even have people that like. You thought I said horny too, fuck you. That even remember this stuff and can talk about memories of the channel, like that have been following for this long, right? It's like fucking amazing to me. I'm like so appreciative, right? So yeah, we started that, and like, you know, it kind of evolved over time. We went live for the first time after like episode like 16 or so. But
it was episode 15.
Right. 15?
But you don't need to play that one.
No, I won't. But episode 15 or 16, and we didn't have a panel, it was just me and you, right, for the first one, because I needed somebody to talk to and bounce things off of, and I still didn't know a lot of people in the community, right? And I didn't want to ask people to be on the show. One thing, I'm afraid of rejection. And into. I just didn't know a lot of people, right? So Jasper says, I don't like being on camera, but said fuck it after the first time. It was okay. Yeah. And that's part of it. You
I
know,
don't like it. That's why you barely. I did okay at first, but then like for some reason like lately, I just like don't want to be on camera.
right. There's a lot of podcasters that still don't go on camera. You know what I mean? And they you don't. I think here's the thing. I think for a podcast, you don't necessarily need to be on camera. But like for me, I always felt like I like to be on camera because I can get more of my expressions
You
out.
definitely make more of a connection to someone that's on camera. I do anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like you can things can come across differently if you're on camera. Like if I'm being sarcastic, right, and I make like a sarcastic face when I'm talking, may not just necessarily like come through on audio. You know what I mean? But like if you can kind of see that, right? And I'm sarcastic a lot or make a lot of dumb jokes and stuff, but like some people can take them the wrong way. But yeah, being on camera is a big hurdle for people making content. That's one of the things that's like really holds people back. I feel like that, and just hearing your
I
own
feel like it's
voice.
even worse for girls.
Think so? It could be.
Yeah, because when someone wants to say something like rude, what's the easiest thing for them to pick on is like a
Right.
girl's appearance.
Yeah, that happens a lot. People pick on appearances. Like that's part of coming with the territory. I think we've actually learned a lot about that, and it's actually kind of helped in some ways get over some of
Jasper.
that stuff because you just realize that no matter what, there's going to be toxic people out there that
Yeah.
you're going to say some bad shit. And like there's other podcasters that don't get on camera, and that's fine because they have an amazing show and they talk, and like some people are really good at it, discussion, but like for me, I think it's always been more about the interaction, you know, more than anything. And with the community and the chat, because when I started the channel, babe, what I didn't anticipate was starting to stream games.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Did you even have any interest in that?
No, because I don't watch streamers at all.
Right.
So I'll tell you guys what here's the reason I started streaming, okay? Because I already had all the equipment, right? Because I had gotten the capture card to record videos and stuff of gameplay that I was planning on using on videos. And my plan was like try to create videos originally and then do the podcast and then have the podcast be primarily audio and then have like YouTube as a place to put the stuff. And so I got the capture card to record some gameplay because I figured people need something to watch, you know. And also if I'm talking, like I didn't even know if I was planning to be on camera at that point, right? But when I ended up doing the camera thing and I had everything, right? I was like, okay, well, I watched a YouTube video that said, hey, it helps to grow an audience for your channel and stuff if you have more videos. So starting a channel from scratch, this one YouTuber said that put out as many videos as you can and they're going to suck ass and you learn from it and you get better and just do videos. Well, guess what? I started to try that. I hate making videos. Like I would sit there for like 6 to 8 hours and like do all these edits and everything and just never comes across like I wanted to and it takes forever. So I was like, okay, well how can I make content still and not take time away from other things I want to do and still help the channel? So I was like, you know what? I'm sitting here gaming anyway, but I was like, why not just fucking stream it? So I started streaming, and that's why I started streaming was mainly for the reason of just getting content on the channel to help whatever YouTube says the algorithm needs to be so where they can start pushing your podcast, right? But what happened was I fell in love with streaming and I fell in love with the community and I got used to being live.
Which I think in turn like help you on the shows.
Right.
Like it's crazy how you can just like, hey babe, I'm gonna go live for something. Like if something happens, like you're so comfortable.
Nah, still not.
like you would never know.
Still not like
You
it's a
would
lot.
never know.
There's I don't really think about it as much as I used to, but like it's still like you have your days when you're like more on point, and the other days when it's like you just can't say a damn thing right. You know what I mean? It's the same way. Like I think
Well,
it's
most
it's
days
for
you can't
everybody.
say anything right.
I can't say anything right when we're not live usually as well, right? Um, but like that's part of it is just doing it, just going for it, and like I think just learning that and then going live, like streaming games, like helped me learn to interact, and I just became more comfortable with talking to people I didn't know, and then like the community just started hanging around, and like some people would like start returning, even when I only had like one or two people watching a stream, like some people would like start returning, like people like we had like SB was a guy that used to watch a lot of streams, like Back from Dead was there from like day one watching
Yeah.
like a lot of the content and
You know
people
what's
like that.
weird is when you first started streaming games and I would be like in the party chat with you, I would be like so uncomfortable to even like speak
Really?
in the party,
Oh,
knowing
because
that
you didn't want
like,
people to hear your voice.
yeah, like
Right.
I was like, I don't know what to say. But like now I literally don't even think about it.
Yeah. But I just encourage anybody to, if you have fears over that, and that's why you don't want to make content, it melts away. It does. Like after a couple weeks of streaming.
Yeah, the first step is just starting.
Yeah. And before I even started the podcast, I had to get comfortable with even trying to do something like that. So the first thing I actually did before I even did podcasts, when I got my mic, I started recording these little stupid audio bits during COVID and stuff, like to make like jokes. And I started dabbling with music. And y'all heard on that little fun speculation first video thing, that intro, that was actually me playing on the piano, because I didn't know like enough that there was free copyright music out there you could use for fucking video. So I just actually recorded myself playing on a keyboard the intro to Fun Speculation, right? And that's why it sounds like shit though, because I didn't even know how to do that properly. So literally,
It doesn't though.
I held the mic over the keyboard while I played it. So like, there's so much you can like learn while you're doing this stuff, and it's come a long way. But all because of the community, right? Because people that actually, because if there was two people watching still to this day, like I don't know, would we still be doing it? Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you're doing it for that reason, then you're not doing it for the right reason.
That's true.
But at the same time, when you do have people that are supporting you and following you, it not I don't want to say like you feel a sense of responsibility, but like you kind of do. But they motivate you to put out content.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's the motivation, is the community. I feel like has motivated everything. And it's also shaped
100%.
everything that we've done.
Yeah, the community has organically like I guess like you said, like shaped the channel into what it is now.
100%. Because I thought it was going to be like a one person, maybe find somebody else eventually to do it with, audio show with YouTube as a place to put it. And then I was planning, okay, Fun Speculation. Like it was going to be, okay, here's our gaming content. Eventually maybe do a sports podcast, and then maybe eventually do like a movie podcast, and then have it all on like Fun Speculation Podcast Network or whatever. And then have like that be an audio thing, and we do a bunch of different podcasts about all of our interests and passions, right? And I felt like YouTube was just a place to put that, but it evolved into being a part of this amazing community because we met so many amazing people. I never like would have figured it out because I didn't even know it existed, right? Like I feel like the only I knew two shows existed like in this gaming community before I started the podcast, and that was RDX and Xbox 2. And they are part of the reason where I realized you could start a podcast and still have like potentially have a big audience, and be legitimate and, not be part of like IGN or like be part of GameSpot or whatever, right? And I remember seeing that, and I didn't really watch a lot of the shows, but it was more of like, oh wow, these guys are gamers and they're talking games and they have like a big audience. And like I noticed that, and I was like, okay. So when I was listening to my regular podcast, I started like listening to Xbox Two on audio a little bit, and I didn't know who Rand was. Right? I remember that the Man with a Million thing from like E3 a couple years back or something, but I didn't really know who he was. I didn't go to Windows Central. I didn't know who a lot of those guys were. So, but I started listening to those guys, and I'm like, wow, they're fucking really good. Like they're actually better than the other podcasts that I've been listening to, right? But they kind of like made me realize you can do that. You know what I mean? So Talos saw me first on Noof Nukem show. Right on. Yeah, that's interesting. Like Gogol said he found us because of Fun Pop. Talos Ray found us because of Noof show. Noof Nukem, a great guy as well, right? Gaming After Dark. Jasper says, wait, you can play keyboard? I dabble.
He can.
I dabble. I'm not a great pianist or anything like that, but I like to learn melodies and try and play stuff.
I think I've said before, like, I didn't have any intention of joining the community because I didn't really like know what it was, but yeah, all the people is what made me stick around.
Yeah, for sure. Deccaddo says I have odd takes and not hated on, so very enjoyable here. Appreciate that. Like, it's the thing is like people got different opinions. You can't just shit on everybody. I only shit on the ignorant, disingenuous fucks out there that give gaming a bad name, right? There was. I remember when we started, babe. Like, I remember you kept saying, "It's like, wow, everybody in this community is so nice." Like you started like feeling like really welcomed. You know what I mean? And me too. Like from the get go, it was crazy. RSJ found us through Pong. Right on. It's crazy how like all these people like, and to look back. So the first podcast I was invited to be on was Gaming Beyond the Box. And we had only had like 3 episodes of Xbox Ultimate. And I was in Target with you, and I was like tweeting, and stuff. And Wilmy made some post about something, and I just made a comment on it, and he hit me up and was like, hey, do you want to be on the show? And I was like, I didn't know what it was. You know what I mean? And like, because I'd never seen it before. Like, again, I guess I wasn't really involved with the community. I was just learning everybody, And so he invited me on the show, and I was on the show, and like all these guys, I didn't like have become really good friends with all of these guys over the last couple of years, but I didn't know any of their names. I had to learn their names at the start of the show. And like, I was like, wow, I was so freaking nervous because
was I on with you that episode?
No, that was just me. I was so damn nervous, and I didn't know anybody. I wasn't even very familiar with the show, but I saw how many viewers they were having and stuff like that, and like how many people there were. And I didn't do live stuff like talking games yet. I just did like our own show. So I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And I was so damn nervous. I remember being really excited, and I told you in Target, I was like, oh my God, I'm like really excited, and then I did it. And like, I remember like being really nervous, and like Fork actually asked me a question, and like I had tuned out for a second because they were talking about Doom or something. And I was like, and didn't even want to say that I didn't hear him. So I just like answered with some bullshit thing that didn't even make any damn sense. And like, I felt so bad. I was like, oh, I fucked this up so bad. I fucked up my like something, and then, but after that, like, I think PTK hit me up and invited me to be on his show. I did that a couple times. It started getting more comfortable, right? And then you end up doing, I think, 4GQ TV and Clowns. Mads had another show called Next Gen podcast that he was looking for some panel members, and I started doing that, and that's how I met 3-Bit. And it was crazy, Alvin said I didn't even know gaming podcasts were a thing till Series X PS5 launch. I didn't really know gaming podcasts on YouTube were a thing till we started this podcast too much. You know what I mean? It was crazy, but this huge community. I think I became aware of Noof for the first time because of his Saturday gaming nights as well, because we had started playing a lot of Halo with people that had started finding us and stuff like in the community.
Yep.
And we found out, who's this Noof Nukem guy? Then I checked him out. It's like, oh, he's a big channel and a lot of listeners on a show, and like he has a Saturday gaming night also, and we played with him some and things. Is just another great guy that had a lot of great laughs, with. And then I joined like the panel. So at that point, I joined the panel of Next Gen Squad podcast with Mads, and then I joined the panel for 4GQ TV. So I did those shows for a while, right? Plus, yeah, thanks, Noof. Appreciate you, man. So plus the other one show that we did at the time, which was Xbox Ultimate, right? So, it was crazy learning and meeting everybody and just being welcomed into a community that had seemed so established for so long. Like a lot of the people in this community seem like they've been, like, I would hear like Iron Lords, like 4 or 5 years. PTK's show has been on for like, what did he have, like episode 250 or some shit recently? I mean, my God, OGNLG podcast would have been on there a few times. Shout out to those guys that, they've been around for years, like 5-6 years. RDX, I have no idea, probably 5 years or more. I don't know how old a lot of the shows are, but when we started, we still feel like the new guys around here. So we've been at it for now 2 years and 3 months, but we still feel like the new guys. It's nuts. But a lot of us come learning, from a lot of those podcasters, right? Noof says he's been at it since around 2013, but it was a few years before I kind of went all in on your own channel. Right on. Yeah, see, like I was just listening to Podcasts Unlocked or other things and playing games, I wanted to do sports radio at one point. But
yeah, podcasts and streams
really
have blown up over the last several years. I think a lot of it had to do with like the pandemic, and because wasn't like webcams, well, obviously that was probably for school and meetings.
Yeah,
and
webcams
stuff.
got expensive. I remember that's one of the reasons I didn't get a webcam right away, because like the Logitech C920, which was like one that I wanted,
they weren't
was
even like in stock either.
Yeah, they usually would go for like $40, but it was like $150 to get one at that time, But that's what you have now, I think.
I just have whatever you just give me your scraps.
Yeah, we've tried to do a lot of upgrades and stuff. So like whenever I upgrade something, usually it ends up
for me.
Yeah. But it's crazy, all these shows. I've become fans of. What's weird is these people that I had just started discovering and realized, oh man, these are big people in this community, and they're, but everybody's been so helpful and nice and able to answer questions or give tips, invite you on their shows. They would come on our shows. You know what I mean? Like. And it just still baffles me how amazing the community is. And then to have people that follow you around from show to show because you're on a show, or like, you know what I mean? Or people that discover you on a show and make their way to here, like several people in the chat said they did, and then start watching our content regularly, right? Which I don't try and do content every day. It's not like my thing or goal, but it's because I actually love talking to the people in the community when I'm streaming. And I feel like I'm addicted to that in a way. Does that make sense? So it's not necessarily like for purpose of the channel necessarily. It's for the purpose of self-indulgence on my part to like get to hang out with all of you guys, right? Noof says there are a lot of problems with podcasting and podcasters. You got to do your best to tune the negative out. Yeah. There's a lot of disingenuous stuff out there. A lot of like things that people do specifically for clicks, and this is the part I didn't understand. I didn't know this stuff existed, right? Until getting involved with the community and Twitter and stuff and everything. And it's like, these people for real? You know? Are these like real takes, you know, that these people have? Or why do they keep spewing these things that they clearly know are fake or not real? And why are people still talking about this or in that way, right? And it's you find out that a lot of the channels or some of the channels out there was like, they do it because it draws attention and they do it on purpose, you know. Appreciate that, Leonard. You know, so it's something like I feel like part of the name of the channel was to like combat the negativity around gaming and around our interests in general. You know what I mean?
I hated the name at first, by the way.
Yeah, Kate hated the name. A lot of people told me to change the name when we started. Also, I got a lot of bad feedback from the name, from people in the community that we met, like random people. People I'm cool with. Like I think Wilmy told me to change the name like 3 times.
Oh yeah.
He didn't like it. I remember who was it that didn't like it on Flamish. Flamish didn't like the name of the podcast. Like there's people who are like just don't like it or give you feedback, but you kind of stick to your guns on things, right? And I feel like some of the reason people didn't really like the name because they didn't really understand what I was going for with this, because they saw me as Fun Speculation, and I'm not Fun Speculation. The channel's Fun Speculation, and the name Fun Speculation came from, I wanted to leave it open in case we ever do anything more than gaming, right? And the other thing I wanted to do is put the word fun in there because it's about more of a positive, optimistic kind of thing. We're talking about the shit we love, right? The things that we like to watch or play or whatever. And I feel like that should be fun. It should be fun talking about this stuff. That's what we all do, right? And then speculation, that's what we're all doing. None of us actually know any of this shit. We're not there actually making the games. You know what I mean? We have very strong like opinions, but like it's all speculation at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, like after we were in the community for a bit, I started to understand why you named it that.
Right.
And like one of the like words that I hear so often on all these shows is speculation, speculation, speculation.
Yeah.
So
it's because it's what we all do. Whether we're talking about why was the game bad, what's happening with Halo right now, or like what's games are coming out, who's Xbox going to acquire, what's Microsoft going to do next, what is Sony going to do, like all of these things are that's what we're all doing, right? Like none of us actually 100% know anything, you know what I mean, unless we actually were directly involved. And it's all because it's all opinions, right? It's all speculation at the end of the day. And that's what I think a lot of podcasts are, you know?
Right.
Was that?
And it's fun to speculate, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I actually hear the word fun speculation sometimes on shows. And whenever I hear that, I smile because like they just mention the name, you know, that the part of the reason why I named the channel that way. Right.
Yeah.
So that, and Jasper asked, did I have any other names in mind? I think I was just kept thinking of a bunch of fucking random names in my head. And I was trying to think of something a little bit unique and memorable that didn't sound like all the other channels out there. Like Gaming Network Plus or like gaming podcast or like.
You also didn't want to pigeonhole it.
Yeah, I also didn't want to pigeonhole it for sure. I did because just like Fun Pop, which was mentioned in here, part of the vision for Fun Speculation was to be more than just a gaming channel. Now, what's happened because of YouTube, and that's YouTube's become like the main platform for our channel, right? 100%, which I didn't foresee coming either, you know. Noof says I might make the fun ejaculation podcast. I'm sure that would go over well. Noof Nukem. Yeah. Yeah, Susan says some people pretend like they know. Hearing people's opinions is great, especially when they are open to others' opinions that differ. Refreshing these days. Yeah, deccaddo, 100%. So yeah, that's why we went with that name. But like, Fun Pop was part of the idea behind that. Now I named Fun Pop because of fun speculation. Like, it just kind of went, and pop culture, movies, TV shows, all that kind of stuff, right? But YouTube kind of fucks us with that, and that's kind of like that's one of the reasons. It's not just because it's not just because of the numbers, but it's one of my favorite shows to do, right? But we're not a big enough channel, like Kind of Funny or one of these other channels that can do all these different things, and YouTube still sees us as one thing. Like, so what happens is YouTube doesn't ever push Fun Pop, and it also ends up confusing the algorithm and hurts our other shows being pushed out. And so it's not just about the numbers, it's about Fun Pop being on this channel also hurts our other shows. So I was trying to figure out a way to do Fun Pop, but then also 4 shows a week was becoming too much, right? So I was trying to look at it like and be like, okay, so how do I still do 4 shows and then do all the other stuff we want to do? Like, I wanted to do more videos, I want to do other things and stuff. And so I felt like something had to be sacrificed. And Fun Pop was the one thing that was kind of hurting the channel in a way. And I hate that, because it's actually maybe my most fun thing that we do on here, because it's spread across so many different things, right? And yeah, so Noof says, tip of advice: if you're trying to grow your channel, don't take time off 1 or 2 weeks. But man, I took 6 months and nearly killed any growth I had. Yeah, you can't take any time away. Like, it's especially like, so like for me, taking time off is like missing 2 or 3 days, right? And I feel like I've been away too long. So if you have like, even if you have like a weekly, so like say we have Xbox Ultimate on Fridays, right? If we take 2 weeks off in a row on that, it dramatically hurts that show, right? That's 100% true, Noof. Like Wandering Dutch, he had to step away for a while. Like, was it 6 weeks? I think, babe. And he has a great show over there, Midweek Mix Up podcast and all that stuff. He took some time off, right? And he came back and they lost subs and lost a lot of views and stuff. And it hurts. You got to keep at it, right? Like,
that's the one thing I've always heard about content creation, whether it's like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever.
Consistency.
The one piece of advice that successful creators always say is content, like as much as you can. Be consistent.
Yeah. Consistency. Now, it helps that if you actually enjoy it, right? Because then it's not like,
if you're not enjoying it, then
right. The second I don't enjoy this, or the second that it feels like it's like work or something like that, the second I'm done, right? Like, because ultimately this is about enjoying what we do. Now, do we have to make decisions sometimes about like things within the channel, or like whatever that might be best for the channel, or best for us to be able to keep doing what we want to do? Yes, right. And unfortunately, that's why one of the reasons Fun Pop is not here. I do want to bring it back, but I don't know how. So I was thinking about doing a segment on one of our shows.
Sub channels from one channel?
Now we can make another whole channel, but then I got to run a whole other channel. I got to worry about logging in and out of different things and like all this stuff.
It'd be really nice if you could make like sub channels, because that would be perfect for your whole idea behind the channel.
Right. I feel like the other one would be growing from zero. Let me know, guys. What do you think? Like, I got a question for the chat. So, okay, if it was to bring Fun Pop back, what would be the best way to do it? Just be part of this channel, or do you think it'd be best to start a new channel just geared around Marvel and DC stuff. Because it's something I love talking about, right? Now, admittedly, I'm not the most knowledgeable with the comics of the old schools, but I love the movies. All the movies. I'm like hardcore into that shit. The shows, everything. But like YouTube sees us as a gaming channel, purely. So one thing in the entire scope of gaming to implement that, it's not like Twitch. Twitch, it doesn't affect anything, but on YouTube, it affects a lot.
So happy Thanksgiving to everyone in Canada.
Oh, is it Thanksgiving in Canada?
Yeah.
Oof, wow. Enjoy. Do y'all have turkey? Well, take it easy, Noof. Happy Thanksgiving to all the Canadians out there. Tony says, keep it under one umbrella, coming from someone that knows nothing. Oh, is it tomorrow? Turkey today and a ham tomorrow. Okay. So FarQ says, if it affects the algorithm of this channel and screws things up, dump it in the bin. LOL. Seriously, though, I'd say create a new channel for Fun Pop.
I kind of agree with that, because you say, like, I feel like Fun Pop is like, obviously all of it is your passion, but like Fun Pop is like, you really enjoy it because it's like, you know, I don't know.
I want to talk movies with my friends, movies and shows, and Marvel.
Exactly.
And DC,
like, so if you start a new channel for that, just let it grow organic.
Like a whole nother channel. But then I got to think about, I got to produce enough stuff for this channel also to have it a chance to grow.
That's what I'm saying, though. Don't worry about that when it comes to that channel.
Right.
Do things as you want to and as you feel like it.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry. Don't worry about growing it. Just let it happen.
Mm-hmm. See, then I get worried about, was anybody going to see it? You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? It's a part of like podcasting is to have my vision for what we had going with what I wanted to do with the channel and with the podcast was a slow growth, organic. You know that word from all the PlayStation podcasters. Organic growth slowly over time.
Is that what they say?
Yeah. Because
I've literally said it like so many times on the stream.
Organic is like something they talk about with acquisitions. PlayStation's acquisitions are okay because they're organic.
Right.
But like organic, slow growth of a community that actually truly cares about what we're trying to do and like gets to hang out, and we all hang out together because we're like all friends. You know what I mean? And that's what I kind of felt like always was the vision for this. And I think that having that like audience come for that is part of, makes it better, as opposed to like doing something and not having anybody watch it whatsoever. You know what I mean? Now I'm curious about having a second channel, like if it would even be discoverable. Right? I don't know how it works. So Kate said FarQ said you're right, Kate. CLoWnZ, shout out to CLoWnZ over there, 4GQ TV.
So basically, I'm right. So
yeah, Kate's always right. Kate's always right. So Jasper said you need to do it like Monday and Wednesday and Friday is Fun Spec time, and Tuesday and Thursday is Fun Pop Day. That's a good idea. Well, Thursday is PM in the PM, Fridays is Xbox Ultimate, and Mondays is FSP. So it'd actually be Tuesdays and Wednesdays would be Fun Pop Day. But what would I do? Have a Fun Pop show on one of those days, and what other kind of content for the other? Because those guys that run those Marvel channels, guys, I don't have the time to do the shit that they do. My God. Like all the editing and stuff these guys do for all these clips, and that takes a lot of time. It's crazy. Talo says, I only started chatting and podcasts this year. I was always watching the ponies fighting over Xbox and PlayStation. It was funny, and here I am. Easy at to fill content would have us fam do solo vids and you post them. Yeah, but then I feel like I'm taking advantage of you guys, and I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. Here's something that comes along with running the channel, right? Is like, all right. So since we started this channel, babe, we've met 3-bit first, right?
Yeah.
We met 3-bit, we met Psycho and Lupa. Shout out to Lupa. I hope she's okay. We haven't heard from her in a while. So Lupa. Then we met fucking hell. I want to make sure we don't forget. I'm trying to get the order right. We met Lady. Pong. Yeah, Pong was before that. Yeah, Pong, and then there's Lady. We met Jasper, Fuzzy, right? Key. Phasma was on one of our podcasts for a while on FSP as well. And so we met all these. Did I forget anybody? I know Steel Rain's almost is like our cousin.
He's
it's
definitely
it's like our brother, but like isn't technically on any of our shows. You know what I mean?
He's on like all of the special streams.
Yeah, all of our specials, all these other things. So I'm looking at. We have all these DMs. We have everybody like. Let's see. Yeah, Fuzzy, Pong, Jasper, 3-bit. Obviously you, Kaitlin. Lady,
obviously.
Steel Rain, Key, Lupa, and Psycho, and Pong. Is Pong?
Yeah,
okay, and Fuzzy, and Jasper. Did I say everybody? I think I did.
I feel like we got so lucky.
Yeah.
With like everybody in the community, but like especially like the core, like our core group of people.
It's a family.
Yeah.
It really has become that. Now here's the thing. Like, people don't realize this. Like, I can't pay any of these awesome people anything, right? All of this is like because they love doing it too. You know what I mean? Like, it's there's certain things like we're able to help get Psycho here for, you know what I mean, or like certain times certain things come up, we're able to do something, but like this is not how it works, right? Like the YouTube channel doesn't really make a lot of money, right? So it's not like there's, oh my god, there's like a bunch of money to go around. It's not really how it works, right? Like one day maybe there'd be cool to be full-time and have like a office space, a dedicated place, and you could like just dedicate full-time and have like and pay people to do things and all these things like this. But like
that's the dream, right?
that's the dream. Ultimately, like that's like, oh my god, I'd be living my dream to be able to like have my life and my job be revolved around gaming, right? And just doing something creative. But that's like a long way away if it's ever possible, right? So like a lot of like everybody that hangs out and does all these shows and everything, people are just hanging out and volunteering their time because they love doing it too, right? And so I feel like I don't like asking people to do things like make stuff like that because I don't want to feel like I'm taking advantage of them. I want them to do stuff on their channel, and I've been trying to push some people to do things on their channels more so that way they can help grow themselves to get whatever benefit they can that in that way also, right? Like, and I obviously, okay, it'd be like imaginary world, like, hey, you make this video, you make this video, you make this video, we'll post it all up and we'll be cranking out content. And there's creators out there that have tried to do this to people in the community, and I'm not a fan of those, right? There's one in particular that tried to start a network of for a channel, and that put out there that they're going to, be the producer or owner of the channel, and they just want to have everybody submit their shows and their podcasts and their videos and upload it all, and it was going to be under their business, right? And I saw that, and I'm like, that's horrible. That person started buying followers, they started buying subscribers, they did all this stuff, right? And it's like, whoa. He's basically trying to buy his way and steal people's content and buy his way into community, right? And it's like, you can't do that. So we're just trying to do things everything we can, but like in a brilliant world, so people want to make videos for us. Like that would be amazing, but I would never ask anybody to do that in a million years, right?
No, because I mean, a lot of people, you know, they have their own thing, and
Yeah.
are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You weren't moving on my screen.
Oh, right. Jordy says, I think I know who you're talking about. Right. And Jasper says, dream is something like FaZe Clan. No, I look at like things like Easy Allies, like Kind of Funny. You know what I mean? Like things like that. It's like a community that obviously some of these people are more professional than I am. I drop F-bombs left and right, right? So, but it's like we have our own flavor, you know? But it's like a community revolving around the stuff that we love and geek culture, gaming, and all this stuff, right? And is branching off to do different things. Like, shout out to KhAoThEory. He said many years ago, told me that would be a great podcast. I still think your idea of sports is a great idea. I don't remember what that is. I want to do a sports podcast at some point. Also, you know, deccaddo says it came for the opinion, stayed for the humor. Right? Appreciate that. Yeah, we like to have fun, right? Keep it loose. Can't take this shit too seriously, right? Susa says first time I heard about this channel was on RDX. Right on. Yeah, a lot of us learning, you know, along the way and meeting all these awesome people like clowns and Dealer from RDX and playing games with people and
yeah, I was gonna say to our like panel members and stuff. You were talking about that, and like it's still crazy to me that any like people give us like their time, you know?
yeah, for sure. You know, and that I feel like it's family and like I don't like
Expect it.
I don't ever expect it. And like also the other thing is like I feel like the people that have become part of what we do like on our channel is become natural, right? Like because like they've just become friends and we have these discussions anyway when we're talking and gaming together, and it's just kind of like, well, would you want to do it on the show? And then they kind of get part of what we do, right? Clown says, I agree. I would never ask anyone to make videos for our channel either, because people, even if they volunteer after a while, they might feel obligated and stresses friendships. Not only that, but like also like let's say like, okay, you start having somebody make videos for your channel or something, or ask them to, and then they do, right? And then they like all of a sudden those videos explode and it helps blow up your channel and stuff like that. Like, is there animosity there? Is there like, well, you know, like who I am the one that helped, you know, you grow your channel because, you know, and it's like, I don't want any like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like in a world where I could like pay people to do stuff like that, it'd be amazing. You know,
but don't you feel like if people like want to make videos, like they're gonna just make them for their own channel?
Right, which that's why I feel like
you support everyone doing their own
here's the
thing
thing.
also.
Exactly. If everybody did their own thing and has their own thing, it still makes us stronger when we all come together.
Yeah, it makes everyone stronger.
Right.
Yeah.
So like if everybody does their own thing and has their own channels and like does great and puts out their content, their videos,
and everybody
and
can
grows
come together for the different channels to
we can all support each other. That's kind of what a bunch of this community is like already, right? Shout out to Leonard Herrera with a $10 super chat. Appreciate that. It says I support all of you. Appreciate that as well. I support all the awesome freaking thoughts that are out there. You guys freaking rock. Callie says, hey, I just got home from the Sunday night family gatherings we do each week Sorry, I'm late. Looks like a good stream so far. Yeah, we're just chilling, kind of discussing things, you know, the community.
Then you have your viewers who are just insane that people like.
Oh, the channel members.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time
Not
to.
even just channel members, not just channel members, but anybody that watches.
Oh, for sure. Everybody that's here, like anytime, is absolutely fucking crazy. And speaking of one of the like best community members out there, Micah Ford just gifted 20 fun speculation memberships.
Oh, you're the best, Micah.
Micah's like the Santa Claus of subscriptions, like of memberships. Shout out to Micah, dude. You fucking rock, man. I appreciate you, bro. He's been here, like he's got that gold badge. He's been here for a long time. Awesome dude. Played a lot of video games with Micah too. That's one of my things too, like getting to meet some of these people, like playing games with them, you know, like I feel like here's one thing, like before we started this channel, guys, I don't really like have a lot of friends in real life, you know what I mean? Like I'll just be honest with you. I am. I'm a recluse. The guys I was all friends with in high school and stuff like that, they never moved on with their life. I had a job and wife and kid. You know what I mean? Like I had other interests, and like I spent a lot of time at home while they still went out and did things, and we just kind of like.
Are you like sound like a robot to anybody else, or is it just me?
I think it's your internet. Okay. Probably. Are you on that other connection right now? Yeah, that's probably it. So I didn't really we didn't really hang out with other people. I mean, we hung out with family more. Like we have like family members that are like you know, close to our age, so somewhat, that we hang out with a lot, that are kind of like friends, stepbrothers, sisters, and you know, stuff like that. But the craziest thing for me is feeling like we have so many friends now. You know, I had a lot of Xbox Live friends, you know, but like we actually have genuine like friends and like people that like we love. Like if something happened, I would like be so like heartbroken. Like for any of these people, like they're just like a big part of our lives. You know what I mean? And that not only includes like the Fun Spec fam, people that do stuff for our show, but like it includes a lot of people in the community in our chat. So it's crazy. Sure. I never anticipated that. Never thought about that.
You know? And it's like we interact with like you guys in the chat and like people in the community like every single day. Like I talk to some of y'all more than I talk to like my mom and dad.
Right.
You know.
I never would have thought, you know, that it would turn into something like that. You know, it's crazy. Alvin says I still solo play everything.
Down here, so I'm gonna turn my camera off.
Okay. So I still solo play everything unless your sister wants to co-op something. You can relate. Yeah. Like I would play games with Kate, and I have other Xbox Live friends, some of them that I've known for like 20 years almost, 16, 17 years almost, that I still play games with. But like we don't like play, a lot of us don't have the same interest in games, you know what I mean? So one thing that's awesome with this community too is like a lot of these co-op games, these other games, we have people to freaking play with. Wow, Tony, $20 super chat, bro. Appreciate it. It says first super chat to any channel ever. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, man. Another Tony, you're the freaking great guy. Best. Great guy in the community.
Thank you, Tony. That means a lot.
First super chat ever.
That means a lot.
Yeah. You guys rock. Calarie says same map. Only have one real friend left, and he only plays PC. Love this community. Yeah, the guy I played most games with before I started streaming and stuff, like just plays Madden all the time. That's all he plays. He plays one game. He plays Madden pretty much. That's it. Oh, get you back. So it's crazy to have like people that have similar interests of all these different genres, right? Like if we were shooters and sports games and RPGs, everything, man. It's like there's so many awesome people to play with now. I feel like you've become more of a gamer since starting this channel too, babe.
Yeah, for sure. I was even telling you like yesterday, I feel like I might have to like uninstall GTA because I'm fucking addicted to it. Like I'm
Yeah,
literally
she
addicted
is.
to it. And it's like, and my favorite time to play is after you and Kaylee are gone to bed so no one can fucking bother me.
Yeah.
And that
I'll be
causes me
asleep and she'll be sitting next to me still playing GTA. In fact, she's playing GTA so much, that's why I started playing NBA 2K on my fucking Kishi in bed.
and I end up staying up too fucking late and then I'm like tired all day the next day.
Yeah. She's
It
becoming
might be a
addicted.
little bit of a problem.
Nah, it's fine. You know, we've all had those games that really get our hooks into us every once in a while, you know.
Or what?
Hooks into
Oh, I
us.
thought you said you're still like I changed my internet and you still sound robot-y, so it sounded like you said
Yeah. No, I
dicks
didn't say
too.
dicks into us.
But no, yeah, I also like it's almost like since becoming part of this community, it's almost like I've kind of discovered like real gaming for the first time.
Right, besides The Sims and Halo, that's pretty much your two
Yeah, I
games.
mean, like back, like way back in the day, I played Sims, and I played Half-Life and Duke Nukem all on the PC,
Right.
and then of course, you know, Mario and Sonic and that shit. But yeah, like it's like I don't know. I'm just like it's like I feel like a new gamer.
Yeah.
Because after like when I like met you and in my teen years and stuff, like I didn't really play video games anymore at all.
Yeah, but you still know where everything is in like Sonic or like Duke
Yeah,
Nukem or
that's
like
because
it,
I guess I have a
you
good
know.
memory. I know where like all the like key cards and shit are in Duke Nukem. Um, but yeah, when I met you, when I first moved here, you had like an Xbox,
That
and
you bought me, I think.
yeah, my parents technically bought it. Do we want to tell that fucking story?
I don't know. I feel too like I was such a shitty person back then, I think.
Yeah, you were. Um,
I think
okay,
I guilted her
anyway.
into buying me an Xbox when we were like teenage
Well, like
teenage
I
long distance
babysat.
relationship.
I babysat. And, well, I don't know how many people here even know like how we met.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm from Vermont and he was in Texas and we actually met online when I was 16 and he was 18. So I babysat like kids, you know, for money. And I told him that I was going to buy him an Xbox and I didn't have like enough. And he was like pissed.
I wasn't pissed. I was like, here's the thing. I think like
No,
Ninja Gaiden was coming out or
you were
something.
definitely upset.
I
You
I
were definitely
I
upset.
I thought like Ninja Gaiden was coming out and I really wanted to play it or something like that. I can't remember. And I felt so bad after. Like I was like, wow, this is like looking back, I was such a dipshit like kid, you know?
No, you were definitely upset. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's not going to like me anymore. Like, what the fuck like do I do?" So, I went with my mom in the car one night to go pay the rent because I guess my parents rented from like some guy that lived like around the corner or whatever.
Right.
So I went in the car with her and I like had all this like I was like, what do I do? I had this plan. So I was like, hey mom, just give me the envelope and this was at like late at night. I was like, I'll go put it in the guy's Dropbox. Like
You didn't tell me
next door.
that. You,
Huh?
you didn't tell me that.
Yes, I did. I've told you.
Not
I think
not
I've told you
that
all of
not
it.
not exactly how you did it. Wow.
How? What do you mean? Yes, I did.
No, like
You have
this
you have a shit
aspect of
memory,
it.
okay?
I know you told me you took it from them, like, but not exactly like a full detail like this.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, like I was like, and this is not something I would have done like late at night. I would have never volunteered to go and like take an envelope to this creepy guy's door in the dark.
Yeah, that's not
But
you.
I was like, I'll do it, Mom. I got it. So like I went and I like walked around his building to his door. And then I just like put the money like in my shirt or something. And I fucking got back in the car. And I used that to get him the Xbox.
What happened afterwards? What was the fallout from the rent? I didn't. Your landlord, the landlord, and your parents.
I think that you know, they always paid on time and everything. So my mom said like we put the money there, like blah blah
God.
blah, and I think that he just took their word for it.
Right. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. Wow.
So if you ever
You
want
love
to
me.
know how much I love you, like that was one of the shittiest things I've ever done in my life, and I
That is bad.
cannot fucking believe that I did that.
I can't believe you
know
did
what,
that.
guys? If I didn't do that, then I might not be here right now.
That's not true. That is so not true. That is so not true. That's fucking crazy though. I didn't know that much.
Yeah, but anyway, so then when I was 19, I moved here
Yeah.
to be with you. And on October 20th, we will be celebrating our 15th wedding anniversary.
Yeah. On our 10th anniversary, we went to see Bruno Mars.
We did.
I don't know if we're gonna do.
How the fuck has it been 5 years since then?
That's fucking crazy. The last
What the
2.5
hell?
years the last 3 years have not existed.
No.
I feel like
ever since we moved to this house.
it's this shitty town that we live in. I think so. I feel like this shitty town that we lived in is like made time fly
I feel
by.
like it sucked my soul or something.
I can't believe they Forbes named our town like the second best place to move in America.
Yeah.
Don't listen.
I don't know who's lying out
Don't
there.
listen. It's not that great, guys. I love our house. That's why we moved here. Is for the house, right? But like, I don't like our town. It's not that the town's not okay. It's just not, where we lived in another town that we loved, and we came here, and it's just I don't. But thanks, guys. Thanks for the congrats. We also got a $2 super chat from Wize So Serious. Says, "What's up, guys? What's up, Wize So Serious?
What's up?
What up?
I have got to like leave and come back because I changed my internet, and you still sound like a robot, and it's so hard to carry a conversation with you, like even more so than usual. So
cool." Even more so than usual. A nice little, dig.
And you didn't get it.
Yeah, no, I got it. You can bounce. Come back. Yeah. So looking back, it's been crazy. Yeah, that was a crazy story. I knew she took the money, guys. I didn't know that. That's great. And she didn't tell me she took the money, just for the record, until afterwards. Right? I did not encourage this behavior. I was not encouraging that.
What the? You still fucking sound the same.
Do I?
Yeah, you sound like a fucking robot.
Which internet are you connected to? The Verizon one or the Spectrum?
I'm not on the T-Mobile anymore.
Or T-Mobile.
I don't know what the deal is.
Luby says use the sexy Mav charm.
Can you leave?
Can I leave and come back?
Is that like a thing or no?
I think I can.
I know he sounds fine to y'all, but like for some reason he sounds like a robot to me. And I don't know if
okay. Let me see what happens. This is testing the waters. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's not any better, but I'll deal with it.
Okay. I think the stream's still live. Okay. Yeah, we're still live.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, it says we're using. Yeah, what browser are you using?
House. He's in his.
Are you using Chrome, babe?
Yeah, I'm using Chrome.
Kate, it's confirmed I am a bot. Yeah, it's 15 years on the 20th.
But we've been together for you do the math.
Shit. Well, 23. 20. No.
20.
21.
Yeah, 21, 20, same thing.
Because I was 18.
Yeah.
I'm 39. 16. So 21 years. Alvin said that it's crazy that between all the NFC East teams, it's like they're 13-2. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. They went from being one of the worst divisions in football to like the best. Absolutely insane. Yeah, so we've been together for over half of our lives. Sure. 21 years. Is it
because I have like 50 tabs open? Could that be?
That's probably definitely a possibility, hun.
I just don't want to forget anything.
Well, how can you navigate between 50 tabs and not forget things?
Very easily. I've been doing it ever since I've been using computers. I got this.
Okay. Micah says 39 still a young buck. Hope so. I hope that's still a young buck. Jasper says you can try the Edge browser. They have higher bandwidth. KhAoS was saying that Chrome works best for restream. So I don't know.
I only have Chrome and Internet Explorer and Firefox.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the browser. I think it's your internet connection in there, baby.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm on the good one now. So yeah. I don't know. It's all right.
So we're talking a little bit about a lot of the shows and stuff that we I want to try and give a shout out to as many of them as I possibly can right now. One of those is 4GQ TV, which I was a panel member of for a while. A shout out to CLoWnZ and that channel. Then also X Boom, Double Barrel Gaming, Xbox Factor Podcast. Well, when I could, I've been a panel member on there, but it interferes with work a lot on Tuesdays, so I'm not able to make it that often. But shout out to him as well. Let's see. Also, Mads had a podcast that I was a panel member of, Next Gen Squad podcast. He talked about possibly bringing that back someday, but another great guy in the community. So those are the three that I think I've, outside of our channel, that I've actually been a panel member of. So I wanted to start off and give a shout out to those first, right? But there's also a lot of great friends in the community, like Mike from OGNLG is great. Got to know him a lot over the last couple of years, and there's Dealer RDX, obviously one of the big ones. He's an awesome guy. Play games with him every once in a while, and then there's Rand. These guys I mentioned that I discovered. Got to know these guys now. Rand and Jez, they have a great show. They're obviously Colt Eastwood and XNC. Gaz and Asa, two great guys, absolutely amazing guys, and run an amazing show over Go Live on from Game On Daily. They had the amount of energy those guys put into everything they do is absolutely insane. Let's see. We got Fonz, who just had a show tonight, guys. Fonz with he has Game Talk Live. Absolutely awesome show. I can't forget Living Split Screen, obviously, of two of our family members. It's like one of our it's like our two brothers show, you know what I mean, on their own channel. Like it's amazing what they're doing, and they're on mission 1K. Everybody go subscribe to Living Split Screen. If you're not aware of Living Split Screen, that's a 2-man podcast with Pong Soul and Still Rain. Two amazing people out there. Absolutely fucking great show. They weren't able to do it this Saturday. Was that?
You got Jasper's channel?
Jasper is doing more and more content lately, and I hope like
he streams the shit out of Call of Duty.
I feel like his channel's gonna explode with COD. When people start to recognize how good that fucker is, it's insane. But Jasper's doing lots of different little things at his channel too. He's doing he does like show impressions and episode impressions, and he does gameplay streams and stuff like that. Psycho had a channel going for a little while, but he hasn't been able to put a lot of energy into it. Gamer Chat podcast. I think he's going to get back into that at some point.
I still think he should get back at that also.
Let's see, Gaming Beyond the Box. Shout out to them again. That was the first show that invited me, right? Jasper says he has some ideas for COD, right? See, I want to make sure I get PTK Blam Shop Podcast.
He's so nice.
One of the so freaking nice guys, and been doing this for so many years. Absolutely amazing. Xbox International Podcast as well, full of great people there. Louis and Sour Blow Gaming and Silent Cypher. They've been having some awesome guests on. Shout out to let's see who else. Xbox Expansion Pass with Luke Lore. That guy is amazing, doing a one-man show, right? Doing a one-man show and doing all those getting all those interviews and everything he does, right? Also, a very helpful person too, right? Very nice. We'll answer your questions. We'll get back to you. And shout out to also people that help me with technical stuff. Dreadpool's helped me with technical stuff every once in a while. CLoWnZ has also Mike from NLG. Fonz told me what to do to get my audio straight, right? And helped me with that a lot. Amazing people out there. Paul, Cerebral Paul's helped me with some technical stuff as well. Shout out to Paul. Again, guys, I didn't know how to do a lot of stuff. I had to learn, right? Spooky and the Backlog Bastards. That's become one of your favorites, Sony. Spooky is great. Side note, did you know that the first podcast Spooky ever guested on was Xbox Ultimate? Played some Halo with him. I really liked him. I invited him onto one of our shows because I thought he had a great voice for it and great thoughts. I thought he would make a great person to have on a podcast. And it's turned out he is a great person to have on a podcast. And now he has his own podcast.
Nice guy, super supportive.
Yeah, Spooky and Trinity are absolutely amazing, both of them. And she's starting her own podcast now as well. Have I ever had the Mag on? The Mag, yes. Had the Mag on a few times at least. Yeah. Mag is absolutely amazing. Love the Mag. Everything that he does is absolutely crazy. His freaking hilarious. One of the funniest people in the community. I was watching him. He was on Fonz's show today. And I feel like I would watch a sitcom if Mag was the lead star. And it was like middle-aged gaming guy show, you know? I would watch. That dude should be on Sports Center. Hey, what about Breaking Bread with Dread? Y'all want a original podcast that's not like anything else out there on audio platforms? Is Breaking Bread with Dread, and Dreadpool actually goes and sits down and eats and talks or discussion. It's actually a really good listen, guys. So check that out. Man, help me make sure I'm not forgetting people, babe.
I'm trying. There's Web Dave.
Outbreak Podcast. Web Dave's absolutely amazing as well. I said there's GRG, that's also on Friday nights. Oh, there's Xbox Infinite Podcast also on Friday nights. Some of our Australian friends. GRG, hosted by K Mega. I didn't know there was another show on Friday nights when I put Xbox Ultimate on live, honestly. But like GRG has had like a big following for years. Another one of those channels has been around for a long time, and absolutely great guy, really nice guy too. And then another one, Xbox 448 has a couple of podcasts.
Did you say Slow Mo and Fortes?
Oh no, DPS podcast that's on Thursdays. Absolutely awesome show as well. DPS is fantastic. Both of those guys are great.
WBG.
Thank you, WBG. We Bleed Green. with Dirk Riggedy and his amazing panel, and then also TTS with Sean, who is absolutely hilarious and another great guy. Gaming Circle podcast on Saturday mornings. That's with KhAos and Everborn Saga, two amazing people as well. Man, there's so many fucking good shows out there. Thank you guys. We have 3 podcasts. I know I'm trying to do too much with that shit, but Fun Speculation podcast, Joanna says. Yeah, thanks, dude. Man, there's so many damn good shows. I don't want to
freaking Joe.
Oh, PlayStation Trophy Room. Also, BitCloud. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. BitCloud's show, but BitCloud also has a great show. And those are my 2 favorite PlayStation podcasts. PlayStation centered podcasts is BitCloud's, and also Joe from PlayStation Trophy Room podcast. And his channel has been exploding, but mainly as audio. Like, dude, that guy's been a monster on audio platforms. Up there with the top PlayStation podcast, period. So shout out to Joe. And it's like crazy listening to all these shows and learning a little bit, because I also I feel like I've become friends with a lot of these great people, in the community, which is the number one thing I appreciate. Like, I don't get to listen to all the shows 100%. Like, I don't get to listen to as many things as I want to. I try and stop in the chats whenever I can and say hello and listen for a little while as well. But the friendships and stuff is what means the most to me from all these people.
Yeah,
and I feel like I've learned a lot.
If anybody in here has like a show with a link or anything, like drop it. So
yeah, KMed and Mo, those guys have a great podcast as well. I dropped the link in there as well, KMed, for that. And damn it, I can't think. I'm trying to, there's so many damn shows I'm trying to pull up off of my mind.
I'm trying to help you here. It's crazy how many there are.
Yeah, there's so many. Did all these shows existed before? How many shows existed before 2 years ago? Like, we've been at it for 2 years and 3 months, but so I'm a little late on the look back, right?
Did you say I know you mentioned Mike earlier. Did you mention NLG?
Yes, I did earlier. OG NLG podcast. I didn't get all of Double Barrel Gaming shows. He's got X Vlog, which I was on a couple weeks ago. He has Xbox Factor on Tuesdays, and was it just Xbox Factor is only on Tuesdays now? He has Pride Time Gaming on Wednesdays. He has Breakfast with Boom, and he has the new show, and it's like lunch. Is it Lunchbox? It's like I forget. It's like Xbox Lunch or something. Like, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Damn it! But he has 5 shows a week. Holy shit! Yeah, Miles has Xbox Chatter Days, and then obviously there's the show with Jez and Rand Xbox 2. I already mentioned that earlier. I don't know why I mentioned that one again. Obviously one of the great podcasts out there. Lunch Break. Thanks. Why so serious? Lunchbox. Missed opportunity. Boom. Xbox podcast called Lunchbox. Iconic Video Games Podcast. Yes, that's with Axel and those guys. There's also the new podcast I mentioned earlier, Gaming After Dark. Also, I believe he's returned back to Good Morning Xbox. What's that, babe? Scumcast with Ash and Luca. Another great show out there. And she's a great person also. Like,
Neo.
Super nice. Neo has his shows. Samurai Kibuji just started a podcast. He's absolutely a great guy in the community as well.
Iron Lords.
Did I not mention the Iron Lords?
I don't think you did.
Holy shit! How could I not mention the Iron Lords, guys? Holy crap! Iron Lords podcast, one of the best shows out there. Every Sunday. One of the best communities.
Were you on? How long ago was that?
Probably about a month ago. Or was it that long ago?
No, it was like close to your birthday.
Oh, was it? Wow, like 5 months ago. Holy shit! Really?
Yep.
Wow, time flies. Yeah, I was on Iron Lords like 5 months ago. Tony says, "Fuck! I listened to like all of these. I need a life."
Midweek Mix-Up.
Midweek Mix-Up podcast. I talked about them earlier, but I forgot to mention in this list now. Midweek Mix-Up podcast, Wandering Dutch, and all these guys. N64 Josh has a Nintendo podcast, and he also has an Xbox podcast. Also, the Xbox Era podcast as well, and they also have their other show, You Had Me at Halo, which is a great show. That's hosted by One Bad Mother. Absolutely awesome. TXR. Oh, fuck. How could you forget TXR? Invader. Centurion, all those guys. And Invader Gaming, a great host also. Boxenberger, World of Gaming, of course. Can't forget that shit either. I said Xbox Infinite earlier. That's with Umbra Infinite and Risk It for the Biscuit and those guys. Absolutely awesome. And now some people are like, you can't put a show on when there's another show, right? That is impossible these days, right? TXR is actually might be live right now. So it's something that, like, when you, for people that are wanting to start a podcast, right? Like, what I feel like some overlook is that there's like this pool of people, and a lot of people migrate from show to show, right? But you have to try and build your own thing, I think, right? And if you were worried so much, too much on being live when another show is, or feel like you might take away from their audience, like, you have to do things what works best for you, you know? And that's like, when you can do something, or when it makes sense for you or the other people that are joining the show or the panel, that's when you got to do it. And you can't think about too much else, because you got to try and do what you can do, right? So, Xbox International, yeah, I said that one, Jasper, for sure. That's another great one. Was it? What, baby? Season Gaming, Ains. Oh my god.
It's so crazy, like, when you forget one, and like, you're like, there's no way how could I have forgotten that?
Safarq said I was on the episode May 8th of Iron Lords.
See, I told you it was close to your birthday.
Yeah, it's 5 days after my birthday. Yeah, that was exciting. I don't like asking people to be on their shows, right? Like, again, fear of rejection also has always been a thing, but also, like, I feel like it's not like some people will ask in the wrong ways. You know what I mean? Oh, remember that guy that asked to be on Xbox Ultimate, and I didn't see it for like an hour, and then didn't respond, and then he said, bitch. So I got a DM once where somebody's like, hey, can I be on Ultimate? And I didn't see it. You know, I looked at it later, but there's an hour difference between the word can I be on Xbox Ultimate, and then the word bitch. Ham Solo, yes. Ham Solo has a great show.
He said he loves my makeup.
Ham Solo, Xbox International, Ham Solo skydiving channel. Yeah, Ham Solo has a great show where he does a lot of interviews and stuff with creators out there, and those are great shows to watch also, which I was on. Ham Solo is awesome. Yo, what's up, Apollo Cooper? Whew. You always thought it was invites, like all the time it's invites, right? But like, some people have like a long list, like the Iron Lords have like a crazy long list, right? Now, Iron Lords might be the only podcast I reached out to and just said, hey, if you ever have an opening available one day, just letting you know, I would love to be on that show at some point. I admitted it. Because I love that show so damn much. When I discovered that show early on, they fucking had me rolling and laughing, and like, and KhAoThEory has out there like a list of people, you know what I mean? And I had to let him know, hey, dude, I want to be on the list if you ever have an opening, you know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, let's fucking get you on, bro. You know, he's absolutely awesome.
Super
and one of the nicest guys out there. Like, here's the thing, don't be afraid to reach out to people if you have interest. Not necessarily everybody's going to get to go on a show, right? But you never know. Now, I've only done that, I think, once.
Yeah.
And it was for that show. Like, I've been on lots of shows. It's always invites and stuff, but that one specifically, because that, like, here's the thing. Like, KhAoThEory makes a big deal when he has a guest on, and he's not going to let anybody on a show, right? Because they have a big, show. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that whatsoever.
I'm kidding.
But like,
I have to keep you humble.
They have so many people requesting to be on their show that he actually has this long list, right? So I put out there recently, like, hey, who would you like to see on the channel? And I'm actually keeping track of those names and stuff, like, because I'm gonna reach out to people and have them be guests, you know. But like, it's hard because at one point we started getting a lot of people like asking, you know, and like, it's like you want to get everybody on, but at the same point, like some of our friends and stuff are like, hey, like, can we like have it just like us for a little while too? You know what I mean? And so it's like you're trying to balance things out, you know. So it's trying to balance out how you do that stuff is pretty interesting. Dion Hayes up said, I download the shows and watch them for later on YouTube Premium. It's just like having a DVR. Differences you have to wait for the downloads. Yeah, that makes sense. Word of mouth by others requesting to see people on. Yeah, that's one way for sure. It's interesting, you know, like I always appreciate when I get invited to be on a show. Right? Like it'd be like somebody that's never like had a show before, like, or just starting, or somebody that's like the Iron Lords, right? Or like Boom, or any of these bigger channels out there or bigger creators, you know. Anytime anybody's asked is like super appreciative. It's like an honor, you know. It's a crazy honor. But yeah, that's the one I was like, hey, Cog, if you ever have, you know, free, if you're ever interested, you know, just let you know, it's mutual. I would love to do it sometime. Ham Solo says it's not easy dealing with everyone, but it's fun. Yeah, it can be. One thing that's interesting is trying to get the schedules right. There's a lot of people I want to have on the show that scheduling just doesn't work, right? Like, one thing is where our shows are usually really late because that's what works for us. But it does hamper us getting from anybody overseas on the show, like from the other side of the pond. It also hampers, you know, Friday nights. A lot of people have plans on Friday nights, right? So that's not a good time for a lot of people to go on a show to talk about podcasting. Apollo Cooper asked, do you think we're going to see anything like About or Indiana Jones gameplay at the Game Awards this year? Last year was Hellblade 2. I think we'll see something big. Yeah, right on, Ham. We'll get you on for sure, bro. Do you think we're going to see anything like About or Indiana Jones gameplay at the Game Awards this year? Last year was Hellblade 2. I think Xbox has made a point of having 1 to 2 big things at the Game Awards the last 3 years, maybe even 4. So, yes, I think we're going to see something awesome at the Game Awards from Xbox. That makes a lot of sense to me. I think there's like a lot of people that are afraid to ask to be on a podcast, right? But then also it's like sometimes if you're hosting a show, you might be like, you've never heard somebody talk, you don't like know if like what they're like or whatever. It could be like, oh, interesting. Like, I'd be curious, right? So I like to get people to, I like to get to know people first as well, you know, before I would usually invite them on. Let's see. Perfect Dark gameplay would be badass. Yeah. Yeah. Right on, Louis. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah. Podcasting is strange. It's very strange getting to know all these people and figuring all that stuff out. One of the hardest things to schedule for was the E3 prediction specials. If you guys haven't seen what we try and do on E3, like I have this video that we do where we put together like a lot of the creators and people in the community. And one of the things I love is like getting to talk to so many different people with that. But I got to schedule like these little 15-minute, 20-minute sessions with like, what do we have, like 30 people last time? I don't remember how many we had. I think we had like 30 creators as part of that video. So it's always interesting trying to schedule things.
I think it was a lot easier for you this year than last year.
Editing wise, yeah, because I learned a lot last year because I did a lot of stupid things with the process. You know, people seem to forget about Hellblade. Yeah. What's up, Psycho? How's it going, dude?
Hey, Psycho.
Why is so serious? Says I want to see more Avowed. First year was messy. What on the fun speculation E3 prediction special? How you doing, bro? Psycho's been gone a lot the last few weeks, but glad to see him back. You want to see more indie games? Yeah. Well, I know we probably left out some podcasts, babe, and which sucks because there's just so damn many that it's hard
I know it's so hard to. I feel like we did good though.
Yeah, we know like so many of these people now. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, and they're all awesome, and a lot of them are friends now. So I just appreciate everybody out there, all the podcasters out there that have helped us learn from watching. You know, streamers out there as well. Like, I've watched and learned some of the stuff, like how to do things, like how to implement things.
Yeah, Dredd, we talked a bit about gaming beyond the box earlier.
Yeah, I mentioned them a few times, Dredd. Sure. That was the first show I was invited to be a guest on. And I didn't know who any of y'all were because I was like, I'm new to the community. Was that, babe?
That was the first one I guested on.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
And yeah.
Yeah, a great group. Like Husk was on that show for a long time. Fork was, and they became friends. Bomber's amazing person as well. Freaking love Bomber. You Dread, you're absolutely awesome. Wilmy's good guy. I'm glad that he's back to healthy, being back at home. You know, it had to be rough. You know, and I know it takes a hit whenever you're not be able to be consistent like that. It sucks that it was for health reasons too. You know, but I'm glad. Ultimately, all that matters is that he's doing better, right? So I'm glad to see Wilmy back at it. Yeah, a great group over there. Lots of awesome podcasts. Yeah, deccaddo's you're in Australia, deccaddo? Any other ones I'm missing, babe?
I had to stop looking because I was getting overwhelmed.
there's just so damn many, guys. I really wanted to try and get everybody, but also I want to give a shout out to the channel members. I have this ticker. I think it's gonna work. Yeah, shout out to all these channel members for being a member of the channel and helping us grow as well. And there's 20 more. Micah gifted 20 memberships tonight, so these aren't in the sticker. So I appreciate everybody.
Amazing,
yeah, and thanks, Micah, for that again. But you guys all rock as always. I try and update the list as much as possible. It does change like month to month, right? And it depends on when people like become members and people fall off and come, join the channel at different times. So it's like once a month I try and look at it and update the list. But I always put like the it's cut off a bit. Oh, thanks, Jasper. Shit. I'll fix that. I always try and update the list. And I put the list on every single thing that we do, like of our channel members on the description. You see a list of the channel members, and also a lot of like on the starting soon screen, you can see the name scrolling, and on a lot of the podcasts, you can see the scrolling names. But an issue happened. We had gotten so many channel members, guys, that OBS wouldn't allow me to scroll that many names at one point. So I had to try and figure stuff out. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to have that on OBS.
Maybe there's a different widget or something that you can use.
I got to find another widget because I wanted to have a regular scroll there, but it wasn't working with that. So, but shout out to all the channel members and all you guys. It helps everything. The chats are what it's all about.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes, creators will, thank everyone and like we really, really mean it. And like, we talk about it all the time, just in private.
Yeah.
About how like amazing and awesome everybody is.
The question is, what are we going to do from here? It's like ultimate vision. We already talked about that, but like, that's a long way off to be potentially become a reality one day, but like, who knows? I never want to count
keep having fun and look at where we're at now from where we started.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Like, so Calarie says you should look into a Patreon. Xbox 2 said they had like 400 Patreons already. So for me, like they are awesome because they have a channel and they were able to figure out a way to add more value to the Patreon members and give them something that was good for that membership and also add value. I don't know if I could. If we ever did something like that, it would need to add more like to show the appreciation for the Patreon members as well. But I don't want to like separate the community, but I also would want to like make sure it's worthwhile. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, people do it ultimately because they want to support the channel's grow and stuff. But I would want to feel like I'm able to offer the I don't want to feel bad if I can't like give back like what you're giving to us. So I'd have to really try and figure out how to do that without one coming across as like trying to just get as much money from everybody as possible, right? Two, try and make sure that YouTube members still know that they're ultimately appreciated. And even like, okay, something like this, like one of the perks for being a channel member on Fun Speculation is we have a Discord channel, right? Within our server on Discord, and you can get access to that, and it's only for the speculators, right? But I feel bad because I don't get on Discord as much as I should.
You just got to make it a priority.
So I have to like a priority, but it always gets like in the back burner of my head, and I don't engage on that as much as I should. So then I feel bad because that's one of the perks as a member of this channel on YouTube. And I actually genuinely do feel bad. And I try and like, I go on there and like, shit, it's been like a week since I've been on Discord or more, or like, oh my God, so I would hate to do something on like Patreon and then not be consistent with it. And so I would really have to figure that out. And I don't know what that would be. One thing that Xbox 2 is doing is awesome is they have a separate show for that, but it's not taking anything away from the regular show, So I don't know if that would be a thing, but also you got to look at like the reality of that too. Xbox 2 is a huge channel, right? And been at things for a long time, and I don't. Maybe one day, like I think it makes a lot of sense for them, but for us, I don't know if that would be something we would be looking to do yet. You know what I mean? One day maybe, we'll see. Hamsel is like, don't spread yourself too thin. Yeah, it's obviously part of it, right? But always looking for ways to show growth. Like one way that like Kind of Funny started was Patreon. Right? Kind of Funny started with Patreon. Another like Easy Allies, when GameTrailers.com shut down, they started, I believe, with Patreon and stuff like that. So like I feel like there's got to be like goals that you try to meet, right? If you're like, okay, well, help us get to this point so then we can do this. And I feel like for us that would need to be there, but I don't even know what that is yet because I don't know what the future is for the channel. Right? I know that we're going to keep at it and we're going to keep evolving and growing organically with a community like we have been. Because like today, this channel is nothing like what I thought it would be when I started it, right? It's like way beyond expectations. Like what this community has meant to us and what you guys have done for me, just like, and just being there is like means a lot, you know. So
yeah, Calarie might be right with the percentage that like YouTube and YouTube takes a shit ton of everything.
Yeah, they do. It's
crazy.
30%. Yeah, of every single thing. Yeah. Right. So, you know, something to consider at some point. Don't really exactly know how I'd implement that, but I don't want to like
we have to sit down and talk about and come up with something that we feel is like we're providing everybody with something.
Yeah. I was nervous to activate YouTube memberships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I want people to see value in it, you know. And Kate done the work on the emojis and all that stuff, right? And but I feel like most people that are members here have members because they just want to help support the channel and watch us grow and stuff, you know. And that goes like other ways of supporting, like the merchandise and stuff like that, like through like Teespring and that kind of stuff, right? It's all part of just helping support the channel. But ultimately, like that stuff is never expected. I've heard some creators out there like almost shaming their audience for like not giving enough, which is like insane to me.
Yeah.
Because like just the fact that anybody's even taking a second of their time to watch what we're doing is like insane to me, right? Because like we got like just 20 something people here right now, right? You guys could be doing anything with your life right now whatsoever, right? You could be like watching a movie, you could be playing a game, you could be watching another podcast, another streamer, another show.
Could be multitasking, but the fact that they're here regardless is amazing.
Exactly. That's my point. Like,
and you know, some people, you know, creators like will be like, you know, 20 something people isn't a lot, but
that means a lot to us.
Imagine if you had if you were just sitting there and you had 20 something people standing in front of you listening to you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and like, you know, it's all various for show and everything we do, but like I feel like we have a consistently awesome community, right?
Absolutely.
So that's like the most amazing thing. And it's like I don't take that for granted. And like anytime anybody steps in here for like a second is like that is already beyond any kind of expectation, because you guys could be doing whatever the hell you want with your life, you know, but you choose to hang out with us. And that means a lot. So like support is always appreciated. It's never expected whatsoever. And I'm going to keep doing this regardless of any of that for sure. You know, as Jasper says, give it a few months. Patreon's going through some problems. They fired all the IT security team. Shit.
Wow.
Dread says, I've toyed with the idea with Patreon also and agree. You want to make it worthwhile for people to join. Yeah, 100%. The Calarie says, I'd rather sub to you on Patreon and you get all your money than sub to YouTube and Google get 30% of it. But just a thought. Yeah. I know there's an aspect of that too, for sure. I don't know how much Patreon takes. I'm sure there's a percentage or somewhat, but like, it's not, the thing is, it's not connected into YouTube. So you have to like come up with the ways of involving that. Right. And I think Xbox too, I think Rand and Jez did a fantastic job with their Patreon and how they set that up. I think Dealer has a Patreon with RDX. I think Colt has one as well. And you know, they have different ways of doing Patreon for them and stuff. But like, it's something that I feel like we're not to that point yet, because I need to figure out if it's worthwhile to people and to be able to have enough people that would be interested in it to be able to put that content into it as well. You know what I mean? Like, Farky says, I'm up at 3:17 a.m. for you. So worth great people and great community. Yeah, appreciate you, bro. Jasper says OnlyFans is the move. Maybe so.
I know. It really is.
Somebody did buy a foot pic from you on our stream the other day, though, babe.
Well, they bought one from you first.
Well, no, not a picture. They just asked me to show my feet.
Oh, okay. So they got live feet content from you.
Yeah, they got live feet content. I just flashed my foot on the screen for a second. Long distance shot, not far, not close up. And but they, put a picture of your foot on the screen for them. Only beards, Dread? Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, so as what we're gonna do, I want to find a way to bring Fun Pop back into the fold somehow. I've thought about doing it as a segment on one of our shows, but like the show that would make the most sense for that is Fun Speculation Podcast on Monday nights, because that's the most open-ended show, obviously, Fun Speculation Podcast. It also has a lot of the panel members, all the panel members that were on Fun Pop, right? The only thing is we already also have another segment on there called Tidbits, which takes quite a bit of time, and that we love. That's the segment where we go over the games coming out for the week, right? So if we were to do a Fun Pop segment on that show, it would drag that show to be even longer, and it starts late. It's at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So, what's up, noobs and pros? Shout out to you guys. I hope you guys did you start your podcast again yet, guys? Brian and
really funny that he
Mike
jumped in when we're talking about
feet. Yeah, it is. Shout out to you, man. All the extra videos we make would be in Patreon, Psycho. But then I gotta be committed. I gotta make sure I get those videos done. You know what I mean? And also, how many people are gonna see it? You know what I mean?
I already brought that up to him, Jasper.
What?
That not sure how much Fuzzy cares about that.
Yeah, stuff. Not sure. Yeah, exactly. Not all the panelists on FSP care about that stuff either. So, Fun Pop, bring it back on Fun Speculation Podcast. It isn't the answer, right? Even though when I started thinking about it, that made the most sense. PM and the PM, Pong Soul is not the guy to be talking about Fun Pop stuff. And yeah, he likes to talk about X-Men, and he, for sure that's not really his bag, right? He can have a discussion about it, but he hates most of everything with with all that stuff now. So PM and the PM would obviously be out. It just wouldn't be a good fit for that show anyway. And Xbox Ultimate, it's an Xbox show, right? So the only thing left is to do it on its own, and it'd either have to be part of this channel or I'd have to start a new channel for it. And I think you're right. I basically would have to just start another channel for it, and maybe tie it into this channel. I want to know from the chat, would y'all be interested in a Fun Speculation channel revolving Marvel and DC stuff? In movies and TV shows. Would anybody even care to check that out? Or is it just you like the gaming only focus? Shane says, I think your audience likes you and your crew's gaming takes almost has to be on its own. Yeah. Just as I'd watch. KhAos says, more content to watch while at work. Yeah, they are hard to cover well due to copyright from Disney. I've actually had on Fun Pop before. We've had the video get shut down in the middle of a stream because I tried showing a trailer. And DC is worse than Marvel. You can get away with streaming some Marvel footage, from the trailers and stuff. But DC, 10, 15 seconds into that shit, they're shutting you down. Put Fun Pop on Patreon as content. I don't know if that would. Maybe if we pre-recorded it, do a pre-recorded Fun Pop and then premiere it early on Patreon and then put it out later on YouTube on its own channel. That way it would be in a way part of our channel, but still also be part of start the other channel off, right? But I feel like
Michael had a decent idea to put Fun Pop on Patreon as content.
Yeah, it can't be exclusively on Patreon though, because there wouldn't be enough Patreon members to really even watch it. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't help that audience grow for an exclusive podcast. You know what I mean? Like Random Jez's show is like its own thing, and if they have like a few hundred Patreon members, that ain't happening here, right? I'm just being, just being real, right? So, like, and what a percentage of the Patreon members would even be interested in that? But like as a premiere early thing for like a pre-recorded podcast could be a thing. If it was a separate show from what we already do. The other thing is I don't want to take anything away from what we already do to support something else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So these are all the reasons why Fun Pop does not exist right now. It's crazy, right? It messes up our algorithm on our other shows and everything if I put it on this channel.
Then there's your answer.
So FarQ says even with putting Fun Pop being somewhere in between fun speculation, it will still miss the audience and may not grow to a place it deserves to be. But I could be, yeah, exactly. Like, see, when you have when you put effort into a show, I want to have the ability for the show to grow, right? And hopefully find an audience one day, right? Easy Allies puts their podcast on Patreon 3 days early. I wouldn't want to see their podcasts are all pre-recorded. You know, we do 3 live shows, and in order for it to make that work, we'd have to do a pre-recorded one. So that would have to be that Fun Pop would have to go from a live show to a pre-recorded show. Would a pre-recorded show like work well with our vibe here? Even, you know, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Just for Fun Pop though, it could be pre-recorded. You don't know an idea. That could be one way of helping it grow if we were to be strict on the amount of time it was, like an hour, right? And then do it that way. We've had a lot of fun on Fun Pop.
There's no way between you, Psycho, 3-Bit, and Jasper that you guys could get through anything in an hour.
That's true.
When
we're talking about Marvel and DC stuff, guys, it's like the other interesting thing that's happened, what you guys don't realize, there's a lot of people that haven't watched Fun Pop. They've just watched most of our gaming content, but like Fun Pop, was the second podcast we started, right? Because I wanted to do my gaming podcast, and my other big interest was movies, like Marvel and DC stuff, right? And TV shows. So we started Fun Pop, me and Psycho and 3-Bit originally, and eventually Jasper joined in, right, as well. But like on that show, we actually have more disagreements than on anything else. Right? Like we'll get to the point almost of arguing with each other on Fun Pop. I know Psycho misses it. I miss it too. That was Psycho's first show that he was on our channel. Was Fun Pop. That was Jasper's first show that he was on our channel. Was Fun Pop. I miss it. I do. But also, I got to try and figure out, can I do 4 podcasts a week again? Also, you know.
It's harder during the school year, also.
It is. Werewolf at Night is freaking awesome. Yeah. We could also just give hot takes on the recent Marvel DC shows, etc., and make them into shorts. Yeah, we could. I feel like here's one thing. If we did the second channel, it would be Fun Pop, and then it would be a lot of YouTube shorts with like little thoughts on stuff or like little movie reviews and stuff like that. Because one thing, I don't review video games because I don't finish a lot of them. And I don't like reviewers that don't finish games and still review it, right? So, and I don't want to put pressure on myself to finish a game for the sake of a review, right? So that's why I don't do game reviews, right? But I could do movie reviews. Because I finish every movie I watch.
Duh.
Right? I don't like just leave the movie like 30 minutes before it ends and stop. So I could do movie reviews, and that could be a part of Fun Speculation.
Yeah, cool.
What would you call the channel?
I don't know. This conversation's boring me.
I know.
Too much talk of it.
I was trying to figure it out. I feel like the community is helping.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just hangry.
Yeah, I'm too. Fun Speculation movies and TV. Maybe, but I can't make. There's already I found out later. There's already a channel called Fun Pop, and it's some like teeny bop girl. So I can't name the channel Fun Pop either. So it'd be like Fun Speculation, something else. We'll figure that out. Look for news on that in the future if we can figure it out, guys. But I would start the channel first before we did anything, obviously with Patreon and stuff.
Yeah.
This conversation is boring. Me could be a great name for the channel. Yeah, that's great. That's a good one, Dread. That's gonna be a great name for a podcast. This conversation is boring me.
That would be.
Yeah. Well, I'm hungry too, and the chat's been amazing hanging out with us for so long. Fun Pop Comics. Is that fair though, Jasper? When I don't really read the comics, is that misleading? I mean, you guys.
People might think that you know something.
I know the movies and TV shows and the cartoons. SFPC.
You seem to always know the lore behind the comics, though.
I do, because I read about it after I really get interested in the characters, right? Noobs and Pro says read some comics. I don't know. SFPC, Fun Speculation, or FSPC. That's pretty
Jasper,
cool.
Who gives a crap?
Just call it Disney Don't Demonetize Me. Who gives a crap? Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. Hey, chat, you guys rock. I just wanted to have a look back at, things and talk about the channel and stuff. Never really done a stream like this because it's a little like, I feel like self-indulging in a way as well. So I don't want to be cringy with this shit, as well. But I do say I appreciate like everybody again that's been a part of what we do, taking the time to hang out with us and help us grow and evolve this channel into what it is and what it's going to be, because we're going to keep at it, and it's going to keep changing and evolving in the next couple of years. I started this off showing what it was from the first video to today, so that's what it looks like 2 years and 3 months difference. I'm curious what the channel is going to look like in another 2 years and 3 months, right? So who knows exactly what the future holds, but I'm excited about it, and I appreciate everybody for being on that journey with us. You guys all rock. Appreciate the support, and the views and shares and all that stuff. Psycho wants to know
if you're around, Psycho.
Yeah, we've been inviting you, bro. You just MIA.
I've been spamming your ass invites.
Yeah, we'll play something tonight, bro. But hey, babe, what you want to tell?
Do we really have to tell everybody where they can find
I want them to find your TikTok.
You can find my TikTok at Kaitlin_fancy.
Okay. Yeah. Find her TikTok at Kaitlin_fancy. It's an awesome TikTok, everybody.
That's like my least favorite part of these fucking shows.
Yeah, well, that's all there is, right? I don't need to do one for our channel because we've been talking about our channel for like 2 hours now.
Yeah. I'm just getting, like I said, I'm getting hangry.
Yeah. We'll go. Yeah. I appreciate everybody again. You all rock. Again, we love you. And we'll be
everybody. You guys really are amazing.
Amazing community.
And you make our days better.
Absolutely.
100%.
Tomorrow night's Fun Speculation Podcast. So we'll see, hopefully, you guys there at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Take it easy. Have a good one. Bye.